This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 671. What is Stoicism and how can it turn your life to solid gold? Part 1 by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your very own personal narrator. Welcome to the podcast where blogs are read to you with permission from the authors, kind of like an audiobook, but more like an audio blog. And today features Mr. Money Mustache, who is regularly narrated over on Optimal Finance Daily because most of his content is about money. But this one was a great fit for this show, so I wanted to share it with you. And speaking of sharing, a well-known YouTuber actually talked about this podcast on her show. She didn't reach out that I know of, but yeah, I came across it and it was so nice and in-depth. She talks about specific episodes that had a deep impact on her and even explain why. And some of these episodes are like a year old. That's how long ago she started listening. It just meant a lot to me that she went out of her way to create this video and then share it with her subscribers and even mention the other podcasts in our network, all without me asking and completely on her own. Oh, and she mentioned how she discovered the Minimalists and their documentary because of this show, which they appreciate. So Amy of Vagabond Youth, thank you. That meant so much. And to anyone listening, I've linked the video. It's in the episode description, but the shortcut link is oldpodcast.com/Amy, A-M-Y. And I'll take you to the video where you can hear which episodes were her favorites. I won't spoil the surprise here. Again, that's oldpodcast.com/Amy to go straight to the YouTube video. And check out her other videos too. She has do-it-yourself stuff, fashion tutorials, and more. But back to today's episode, this is one of those cases where it's a longer one, so I'm breaking it up into two. I'll read the first half today and finish it up tomorrow. So let's get right to it as we optimize your life. What is Stoicism and how can it turn your life to solid gold? Part 1 by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. A few weeks ago, I got a really interesting email from a guy in Norway that said something like, "Hey, Mr. MM, what you are preaching is pure Stoicism with a great twist and perception on today's world. I love it." Stoicism, I asked. You mean like the Stoics in Shakespearean plays that show no emotion of any sort? That doesn't sound quite right to me. But it turns out I had fallen into a common misconception. The clever Norwegian pointed me to a book on the topic, which I immediately checked out of the library and read completely. It was called A Guide to the Good Life, The Ancient Art of Stoic Joy. From reading the book, I learned that Stoicism was actually a shockingly advanced old philosophy that found many followers in ancient Rome. Although it has fallen widely out of favor in modern life, people in today's society would probably identify the central ideas as hardcore Mustachianism. Stoicism, in short, is a series of mental techniques and ways of life that allow you to decrease and then virtually eliminate all negative emotions, such as anger, fear, anxiety, and dissatisfaction, while simultaneously building up a tide of pure joy inside you that eventually starts to make you jump around and boogie at unexpected moments and occasionally shout out, "Aw, yeah," as discreetly as possible to yourself when the joy overflows. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But over the past few years is exactly the transformation that has been happening to me. As I learned from the book, every good Stoic is a work in progress, and I still have much to learn, and I'm not free from all negative emotions. But compared to a normal person, things are getting pretty unusually joyful up in here. So let's see what it's all about. The core of the philosophy seems to be this. To have a good and meaningful life, you need to overcome your insatiability. Most people at best spend their lives in a long pursuit of happiness. So today's successful person writes out a list of desires, then starts chasing them down and satisfying the desires. The problem is that each desire, when satisfied, tends to be replaced by a new desire, so the person continues to chase. Yet after a lifetime of pursuit, the person ends up no more satisfied than he was at the beginning. Thus, he may end up wasting his life. The solution, the Stoics realized, is to learn to want the things you already have rather than wanting other things. The most interesting technique that will help you achieve this is negative visualization. For example, suppose that you currently have a good working set of eyes. Imagine carefully what it would be like to live your life as a blind person. You would have to work very hard to rearrange your life to remain functional, learn Braille, take special precautions when walking around town and when cooking eggs at home, etc. But in the end, you could surely survive and even become happy again if you were blind. But now, open your eyes. Surprise, you have this bonus of sight. Wow, you were already doing just fine in your blind life, But now you have working eyes too? What an incredible life. You are truly blessed with more than you even need. It turns out that if you practice negative visualization on a regular basis, you learn to both appreciate your current life much more and to be mentally prepared in the event of any changes in your life as well, loss of health, fortune, a loved one, etc. You have replaced negative emotions with satisfaction and even joy. The next great trick is the one that allows you to eliminate anxiety about the present and the future. That can be done by separating your worries into things you can control and things you can't. Some people worry endlessly about politics and world events, so much that it affects their ability to lead a happy life, even when in reality, world politics barely even affect their lives here in the cushioned and prosperous rich world. The Stoic solution to this is to realize that politics and the actions of other countries are completely outside of your circle of influence, so you can breathe easily and completely drop all worry about them. There is a smaller subset of these events that you can influence, who you vote for, and possibly where you donate your money or time. To eliminate the rest of your worry, make the votes and take the local actions, and then you can be 100% worry-free. Similarly, instead of worrying about your health as many people do, you simply work to the best of your ability to optimize the body you've been given, and the matter is completely closed. You can confidently move on. As an unexpected bonus, we now know that it is the act of worrying itself that causes many of a modern person's mental and physical problems. So by eliminating worry and taking action, you are providing yourself with a double boost. Moving from the mental to the physical? Hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, What is Stoicism and How Can It Turn Your Life to Solid Gold by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. And I'll wrap this up for you tomorrow. I'll keep this ending short, but do check out my new friend Amy. Not yet a true friend as I've never communicated with her directly, but a virtual friend now. I made a shortcut link to the really nice video she made that's at oldpodcast.com/Amy. That's spelled AMY. It mentions other podcasts she likes too. And then do check out her whole YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this, Amy, thank you. It means so much. That's the nicest video I've ever seen about the shows. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I even told Joshua Fields Milburn of The Minimalists about it. Again, that's oldpodcast.com/Amy. And that's just a shortcut to the YouTube video. And if you've ever shared the show with someone, I really appreciate it. Thank you also. It means so much to me. I can't name everyone who has shared the show. I named Amy because making a video is very difficult. I've done it myself. But if you have shared the show, it means so much. Thank you. And that will do it for today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the Friday show tomorrow, where we'll finish up this post and where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.